Josh Gordon will be returning to the NFL in Week 5 for the Cleveland Browns. He's been reinstated by Commissioner Roger Goodell. I wonder, maybe, potentially, dig up the conspiracy theories. Do you know what happens to be Week 5 of the NFL season?
Tom Brady!
And do you know who Tom Brady happens to be visiting? Josh Gordon and the Cleveland Browns. Storylines, they move it to Monday Night Football. You know it's for the money. Now, that got a little loud. However, at least a statement from Commissioner Goodell, quote, as we discussed at our July 19th meeting, as commissioner, I want nothing more than to see you, as in Josh Gordon, turn your circumstances around and succeed. Countless others included your agent, teammates, coaches, and the leadership of the organization, the program professionals, and Jim Brown also have also pledged to provide you with every resource at their disposal. But as you acknowledged, ultimately your future is your responsibility. I have every belief that you can make the right choices, but it'll be up to you to do so. Not since December of 2014 has Josh Gordon stepped on the field. And then people forget, man, it's been three years ago, 2013, he led the NFL in receiving yards.
Yeah, he led it in nine touchdowns, right? I think, I remember that was a Josh Gordon, I remember, and he was in the Pro Bowl season. I mean, Josh Gordon falls into the typical Francis Maxwell book of no sympathy whatsoever. Like, he's in there with Nick Diaz and John Bones Jones. No, it's not serious. Whereas I can't get myself to try and be sympathetic for them, because if they continuously break rules, whether you agree with the rules or not, which we know are ridiculous, yes, we get that. If you continuously break them, I don't have sympathy for people that have the privilege of playing such an amazing sport. But not that aside, Josh Gordon is a phenomenal wide receiver, and I'm excited to see him come back. I'm sure the Cleveland Browns fans, when they need something to cheer about, are excited to see him come back.
Yeah, it's important. It's definitely important for the Browns. The thing that we always bring up, and I find this important, is if TYT came to us and said, here is your contract, and in that contract it said, you cannot drink coffee.
I mean, I'd quit, but then if I didn't have anywhere else to go.
But if you sign your name on the dotted line and you cannot have coffee, then you don't drink coffee. It's the same for weed. We know it's like the most recreational, mundane use of it when it comes to these NFL players, and for all we know, it's actually beneficial to their health when it comes to how injured and sore that these
dealing
guys
with the pain.
get.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about a, quote, drug, unquote, that is going to be on the national ballot for multiple states come the November election to be fully legalized. But until the NFL decides, because it's within their right in the private sector to say, you can smoke weed or you cannot, it's up to them. And as of right now, it's a violation of the substance abuse policy. It's not the matter that he smokes, because for some guys, they'll smoke, they'll violate the policy, it'll be a 4-week suspension. It's the matter that you do it again.
And again.
And you get caught, right? Don't get caught. That's another way to get away with this. Just don't get caught.
And you don't do anything for your image when you're hanging out with Johnny Manziel in the offseason either, because it's just like, all right, well, he's clearly not making the best decisions to try and recreate himself as this athlete who has great potential, once viewed as one of the most exciting wide receivers in the league, hanging out with a down-and-out who clearly doesn't respect the sport and doesn't want to go about the rules in the right way to show that he wants to be an NFL athlete.
Given how skinny Johnny Manziel looks, he probably should be smoking weed so he can get the munchies and then eat.
Is that the way it works? I thought
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Thanks for our marijuana correspondent, Jason.
There you go. All right, so the 25-year-old pass catcher met with NFL Commissioner Goodell. We've been over that part already. What's interesting with the Browns, though, is that Robert Griffin III is the quarterback.
We
already have slightly a circus going on.
Yes.
Which I like. Who knows? Maybe if he stays healthy, Robert Griffin III wasn't that long ago also. Little blast from the past with Griffin III matching up with Josh Gordon in Week 5. Playmakers. They're undoubtedly playmakers. But we got wide receivers like Corey Coleman. They lost Travis Benjamin, who was pretty much their number one. The Dwayne Bowe disaster. Josh Gordon is an all-pro wide receiver, right? And, I mean, makes guys like Corey Coleman, again, these are people that are the bottom of the draft board we're talking about, at least fantasy football-wise. But as we've pointed out already, 4 weeks is not that much to wait on a guy who could put up 1,200 receiving yards in 12 weeks easily. Maybe a couple touchdowns in there, too.
So I was a big fan of RG3 in his collegiate days. And and I mean, he was one of the first quarterbacks that really got me attracted to the sport, how well he could run.
Smart guy.
He's a very smart player. What kind of RG3 do you want to see in order to get the best and the most out of someone like Josh Gordon?
I would like to see RG3 go back to his roots. I know it's dangerous for quarterbacks to escape the pocket. I know it's dangerous and it increases the chance of injury. However, RG3 was at his best when the Washington Pigskins started telling RG3, you got to stay in the pocket, you got to become a pocket passer, you have to do this. He couldn't adjust to it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say couldn't, maybe he's grown and matured and that will change. But this is a guy who made plays with his legs.
Yeah.
It's like when Michael Vick was young, he was doing the same thing. We hadn't seen a talent like that approach in the NFL. It would be like telling Russell Wilson, you can't leave the pocket anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Russell Wilson creates usually something out of nothing, and RG3 has that ability to do that too. Yes, you are starting a quarterback that is injury prone. We get that, and he has had a handful of them since 2014. So you play in the NFL. Everybody's injury prone in the National Football League. So on top of that, with someone like Josh Gordon, it might take take a lot of pressure off of RG3 because, again, you want wide receivers in there who are, A, great route runners, which back in 2013, if that form returns, Josh Gordon was, and two, I always say A and then two. A. So B, you would want Josh as a quarterback, you want to be able to throw the ball up and know that your receiver is going to come down with it. Smaller receivers like Odell Beckham Jr. and Julian Edelman have proven that you don't need to be 6'4" like Randy Moss to have that ability on the field. Right. Remember Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss? Yeah, you could put any garbage quarterback in there. The plan is throw it up.
Yeah.
I will catch it. We're not done with the weed thing, though, because Aldon Smith, who is already suspended for the substance abuse policy, there's a couple points of advice, right? I don't know the most about football, I can admit that. What I do know a lot about is what you shouldn't post on social media. Periscope, a wonderful live streaming app. A blunt, when you've already been suspended for a substance abuse policy, probably something you don't want to do. But Francis, guess what we have ready and prepared?
I'm going to guess a blunt.
A blunt.
Nigga, I'm not fucking with you.
We don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody fucking with us. We got 0 followers. Why is the ashtray at? This is what you call a fire up session.
Nigga, you shouldn't even be posting that.
Nigga, do you see my face?
No, but what is
They don't have my name. This is just a fire up session.
So if you just put it on there, it's just doing it? It's live? Oh, that's hella stupid.
Shut up. You hella stupid. You trying to smoke, fam? Is this ashtray?
Yep. Cause you ain't using them no more, right? Oh, this is a fucking weed jar? Oh, no, a weed shop.
Let me get out of this shit. You're stupid. You're tripping. Nigga, they don't know it's me. It's not like I put...
Yeah, they don't know it's me. You're stupid. You're tripping.
What is this? A center for ants?
This is what we call a fire-up session.
Oh, my God. Jeez. God, help me.
I love how, what's so great about the internet nowadays, though, is Aldon Smith could post that. Look, we got 0 followers. They don't see my face. They don't know it's me. Yet within, what, a day? Suspended Aldon Smith posts video of him possibly smoking weed. Now, again, did he hit the blunt in the video? No. Innocent until proven guilty? Sure. Are they going to drug test him? Undoubtedly. It's one of those things, don't set yourself up for that. So I do like how Next Impulse Sports has put it. There are a lot of things you shouldn't do when suspended for 1 year violating the NFL substance abuse policy. Smoking weed is one of them, recording a video of you smoking weed is another one, and posting the video of you smoking weed is another. For whatever reason, Aldon Smith has appeared to do all 3 of those. Again, is it stupid that they can't smoke weed? Yeah, 110%. But they signed their name on the dotted line, which means you have to follow the rules. This isn't non-smoky. There are rules.
How many, so when they are signed with professional teams, do they not have anyone advising them of how they should handle themselves on social media? Yeah, we want to have freedom of speech. We have all this stuff, but
they do. They have like the rookie, what's it called, symposium? If you remember, but granted, in those rookie symposiums, you have like guys like Chris Carter advising you to get a fall guy. Yeah, every guy's got a fall guy. I'm not saying you're going to get a lot of money and maybe a lot of exposure and experience in your time in the NFL. So if you have a friend who you're willing to take care of down the road, so maybe you shouldn't have Chris Carter giving the advice. But so what's the Colin Cowherd always says, what's the best thing to do with social media? Stay off of it altogether. However, it's a fun, interactive thing that everybody likes to do. Right?
But what we should do
is Periscope
No,
us.
we should have a class. We should have a class, Social Media 101. We're going to sit down all the NFL athletes and we're going to be like, all right, this is the phone. This button here records. So when you have a weed or you have weed on your table, put that phone away. What are you doing?
You can have like a. It's like the thing with the TSA in the airport, like banned substances. Just hand out a card.
If they come in,
Like,
you're welcome to
What's
lesson one.
A5? That'll be a blunt. That'll be a blunt, Alden Smith. None of
No,
those.
There's no
of
bueno
those.
on social media. Did I break
All
the
right.
phone?
Well, if you would like to join up in our fire-up sessions in the comment section below, make sure to comment with what you think of Alden Smith, Josh Gordon, fantasy implications, what the Browns look like next year. Believe Land has a championship. LeBron took care of you. Some of the pressure for your entire city is a little bit lighter, would you say? You've hit a higher state of being,
I mean, they're still the Browns.
if you will.